Welcome to our first Friday Night Sports Extra show of the season. I'm Jack Wallace alongside Sydney Berger. We've been all around the area tonight, gathering as many high school football highlights as possible, and we're starting it off with the 4 News Now Game of the Week.
Of course. So this game obviously was voted on by our viewers, and for the first week of Greater Spokane League play, the marquee game was a landslide vote. Of course, the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups and the Ridgeline Falcons were battling it out on Prep's home turf for their first win of the season. The student section was decked out in Hawaiian gear, and they were wanting to see their Bullpups surf to victory. G-Prep coasted right along. Ridgeline driving in the first half, trying to get some points on the board. Running back Colton Skinner bulldozing through those Bullpups for a tough game. Quarterback Colton Peel under pressure. Miscommunications for the Falcons, and Gonzaga Prep's Jack Pierce swoops in for the interception, taking it all the way to the house. The defense gets their shining moment and still holding the Falcons scoreless in the first half. The Falcons coming up with another opportunity. Linebacker Will Jackson on the play, stopping Ridgeline right in their tracks. Now Prep coming up with the ball. It's quarterback Sam Kincaid keeps it for himself. Falcons defensive lineman Braxton Dickerhoff with the tackle, and just a few plays later also logging a sack. Flash-ins from that Falcon D, though, not enough to hold off the Pups for all 4 quarters. Gonzaga Prep earns their first win of the season in a pretty convincing fashion. The Falcons fall to the 13th ranked team in Washington State, 38-10.
Pretty impressive there. Now off to Meade and University. Meade having a wonderful student section as always. Hayden Coons with the big run down into U-High territory. He's Thunder, and he's stiff-arming, falling in. Great play for him to get there. And now Evan Drew, he's stepping back to pass, getting ready to lock into the corner. Travell Jones, formerly the North Central quarterback, gets that one in for the touchdown. U-High driving right back on their end, but they got to throw to the other team. Not that guy. Throwing it to Meade's Jackson Harshman right at the end zone. Just heartbreaking for U-High. And that one going the other way. Meade is rolling in a big-time way. They clobber University to open the W sheet, a 42-7 drubbing.
Meade is always coming out on top in those first games. All right, heading into the late one at One Spokane Stadium, Shadle Park and Ferris High, first game of the season, and Ferris in the red zone. Ball confidently handed off to Zakari Burgess, driving into the end zone for 6. Shadle Park also wants to show off their run game. The Highlanders give a quick handoff to running back Titan Rucker. Looks like he's going to be stopped there while swallowed by Saxons. He was not going down without a fight. Titan takes it out to the sideline for extra yards, knocked out of bounds into Saxon's territory. Highlanders get down to the goal line. It's a short direct snap to their quarterback, Justice Enger, for the touchdown. Shadle Park also sends a successful 2-point try to top the Saxons. And it was a jam-packed fourth quarter. They let this one go all the way to the final whistle. Shadle Park pulls away at the last second with a final score of 28-24. We were kind of waiting all night for that final score. Luckily, we have Derek Dice and Melissa Luck, who have kids on the Ferris team, that sent us in that final score. Massive improvements for the Saxons offense, I think. It's looking to be a better season than last, at least.
It really is. Looking like it's a strong start, even with the loss. And you weren't exaggerating by seconds, literally seconds, before we started that game ended. So we got a little bit lucky on the timing. Up next, we have more from our